Comparative analysis of Qajar historic houses in Tabriz, Isfahan, Yazd, and Kashan regarding their architectural forms and elements. Table of contents. After architectural elements of historic houses in Iran, architectural characteristics of Iranian houses in the Qajar era, and the architecture in the Qajar period in Tabriz, Isfahan, Yazd, and Kashan are mentioned. Then the common features of architectural forms of Qajar houses in Iran are compared, and conclusions and references. Abstract. There are a lot of precious, beautiful Qajar houses in many cities of Iran, indicating the high quality of talent and wisdom of their architects, using a row of columns in the main facade, emphasizing on symmetry axis in the entrance, and replacing the new ornamental patterns with the ancient elements are some of the architectural qualities of this era. This article attempts to answer the question that what are the similar characteristics of Qajar houses in different cities of Iran. For achieving this aim, the history of Iranian houses, especially in the Qajar period, is studied in Tabriz, Isfahan, Yazd, and Kashan cities. The methodology of this historic survey is comparative and qualitative, using the reliable books of libraries and first-hand resources. This article concludes that the architects in that era harmonized the culture of other countries to improve their own values according to their own culture and climate. Keywords: Qajar Historic House, Tabriz, Isfahan, Yazd, Kashan, Iranian architecture. In the map of Iran, you can see the location of Tabriz, Kashan, Isfahan, and Yazd. This is the list of some Qajar houses in these four cities developed by the author based on the references and books. This is the comparative analogy of the Qajar houses in these four cities. Loyalty to traditional and indigenous architecture, considering the hierarchy entering the house, symmetry in the main and secondary access. 5-door room or 3-door rooms are there in 4 cities. The main front of the building in Tabriz is south or southeast, in Isfahan north, in Yazd south or southwest, in Kashan north or south. Building orientation in Tabriz is north-south or east-west, north-south in Isfahan, in Yazd northeast-southwest, and in Kashan in all the directions. Sitting place on the roof is not used in Tabriz due to the cold climate, but in Isfahan on the east and west front, in Kashan on one of the 4 sides of the house is available. Introversion, just an extroverted entrance. Diverse and unique entrances. 2-leaf wooden entrance door with 2 door knockers. 2 platforms on both sides of the main entrance, and seeing the main view immediately after entering the courtyard are similar in 4 cities. Also, order and modular design in the whole space of the house, dense and intensive plan, central courtyard, garden in the inner and outer courtyard, and pond in the inner and outer courtyard are similar in 4 cities. The importance of the spaces on the south side in Tabriz and Yazd and Kashan are grade 1, in Isfahan it is grade 2. On the north side, as it is the dominant wind direction in Tabriz, it is not used, but in Isfahan and Kashan it's grade 1 and in Yazd it's grade 2. And the east side is grade 2 for using kitchen and service rooms in Tabriz, but in Isfahan and Yazd it's grade 3, in Kashan again it's grade 2. And as Tabriz and Isfahan are cold places, the fireplaces are available in these cities, but windbreakers are available in Yazd and Kashan for cooling the air. And the outer yard location, which is a public room for men, is in south direction in Tabriz, but in Isfahan and Kashan it is on the north direction. The energy needs of Tabriz is high, Isfahan is medium, Yazd and Kashan is medium too. The dominant terminal requirement for Tabriz and Isfahan is heating, but for Yazd and Kashan is both heating and cooling based on the energy saving book, that is the Regulations and Rules of Iran, volume 19. And the dominant wind direction of Tabriz on the northeast southwest side. For Isfahan it's west southwest, for Yazd northwest southeast, and Kashan northeast south northeast, which is very important for the direction of the building and which parts of the house is used in which directions of the building. Here are the main views of the Qadaki house and Behnam house in Tabriz, Charmi house and Dr. Alam house in Isfahan, Rouhanian house and Mortaz house in Yazd, Kashan, Bani Kazemi house and Burjardiha house. The ground floor and basement floor of Qadaki house in Tabriz, ground floor and basement floor of Behnam house in Tabriz, first floor and second floor of Charmi house in Isfahan, first floor and second floor of Dr. Alam house in Isfahan, ground floor and basement floor of Rouhanian house in Yazd, first floor and second floor of Mortaz house in Yazd, first floor and second floor of Bani Kazemi house in Kashan, first floor and second floor of Burjardiha house in Kashan. East and south elevation of Qadaki house in Tabriz, north and south elevation of Behnam house in Tabriz, AA, BB, CC and DD section of Charmi house in Isfahan, AA, BB, CC sections of Dr. Alam house in Isfahan, ABC sections of Rouhanian house in Yazd, ABCD sections of Mortaz house in Yazd, ABC sections of Bani Kazemi house and Burjardiha house in Kashan. In general, the architectural features of the houses of the Qajar era can be summarized as follows. Obsolescence of lancet arches and shouldered arches and their replacement with semicircular arches in the entrance, door inscription and niche. Elimination of the non-load-bearing false cover from the ceiling of the rooms, removal of the attic and corner rooms, removal of the vertical and horizontal sunshades, use of columns aligned with the outer surface of the main facade, creating an element emphasizing the vertical axis of symmetry above the entrance and or on the main facade, elevating the building by changing the proportions, removing traditional elements and replacing them with similar types, using new decorative patterns, using semicircular arches in the main facade as a decoration and limiting its load-bearing role. In all Qajar houses of Tabriz, Isfahan, Yazd and Kashan, the loyalty of architects to traditional Iranian architecture can be seen. The architecture of Qajar houses is introverted so that no windows are exposed to the alley and passage, and all the beautiful views of the house are around the inner and outer courtyards. The entrance to all these houses is following the hierarchy, and the vestibule spaces prevents a direct view into the privacy of the house. After the main entrance, passing through the vestibule and the corridor, we reach the courtyard, which at first glance shows the main view of the building due to the darkness in the vestibule space and corridor. When entering the main yard, the visitor experiences the explosion of light and observes the most elaborate decorative elevation of the building. The yard is the heart of the house, which, with its pond and garden, softens the interior of the house like a small paradise. Here are the references. Thank you for your time and attention.